The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good day, Bermuda, supported by Pete's House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert, and we are ready to bring you some feel good vibes this morning. Jackie, I don't know if the audience remembers or knows why we have been MIA live for the past 5 days, or a week if you count the weekend, but you have been around the sun for another year and 2 days now. How was your birthday weekend? I feel like the audience and I need to get a quick rundown of what you did to celebrate your birthday.
It was good. Friday had like a few people for drinks that lasted like 2 hours. I was just like, this is too much. This is a little too peoply.
Too many people outside.
Yeah, and then Saturday my cousin took me down to the St. Regis for tea, and we ended up staying there the whole day. It was amazing.
I think I saw that on your story.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like, it was really good. And then what did I do? Sunday went out for drinks again, and that was much better, less peoply. It was peoply, but it was my people.
Okay.
So it's like a lot less.
They were approved.
And then on Monday, Darren pulled me off my couch and surprised me with my best friend, surprised me with a brunch at my house with a few of my closest.
That is awesome. So once again, happy belated birthday for those of you that didn't get a chance to wish Jackie a happy birthday. Feel free to drop that in the comments. And before we let the audience know what they can expect from today's episode, we do want to remind you to share Good Day Bermuda online. Take a minute to share the link on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop the link in a WhatsApp group chat. We all know we're in one that you can drop it in real quick. I'm pretty sure they'll be grateful to you for dropping it in there. And to all of our peeps over there on Twitter, make sure you retweet it. Now, our feel good topic of the day is a Bermudian success story. We are going to be talking with Marilyn of Aerial Therapy. We're going to be discussing how you can use pole dancing as a form of creative self-expression. And our feel good vibe of the day is joke time with Jackie. If you want to laugh to get your morning started, make sure you stick around for that later on. Now, let's get started with our feel good warm-up of the day. We want to know, what were your highlights from summer 2021? We are now a week into the official fall equinox season. It's autumn for some people. It is pumpkin spice season and vamp lip season, in case you didn't notice. So, Jackie, what was one of your highlights, or some of your highlights from this summer?
I'm trying to think of what I did this summer. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to say that that adventure with Wild and Wade, where we went through a tour through
I don't know.
Blue Hole and Tom Moore's Jungle. That was nice.
And who else did you go? Because I feel like you went with someone else.
Fiona Newsom, one of our teachers. So we went for a tour because she wanted to get some some adventure in the week before she went back to school. And so we did swimming in the caves. We snorkeled, well, not really snorkel because we didn't have the snorkel gear, just the mask. So we swam through the caves, and then we jumped off into Blue Hill, which was really nice. Really, really nice. If you haven't done a tour with Wild and Wade, you should absolutely jump on board with that.
I definitely need to do that.
I didn't
You
work
did
as
well.
much, thank goodness. Terry's forcing me to actually chill. It's
Listen,
so weird.
I am all about prioritizing the self-care. I think it is very important that we all take time for ourselves and pour into ourselves as much as we pour into other folks, because you can't run on an empty gas
You
tank
can't pour from my empty cup.
and you can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah, that was what I was trying to say, but I didn't say that to start. So I was like, well, I'm gonna just have to figure out what else I can say.
Remix.
Just gonna make it up as I go, because that's how we do over here on Good Day Bermuda. But that was I didn't see too much footage from y'all's like excursion, but I did see like a few photos, and the photos definitely did look like Blue Hill was definitely a beautiful spot to go to. I'm definitely trying to get into the whole diving space. I feel like I have a couple more months before it gets too cool where I'm like, all right, forget it, sir. I'm just gonna have to catch you guys next year.
The water's getting chilly now. I need to check to see if they have any
wetsuits that are long.
Thank you.
Because I
Look
was
at
like,
us finishing each other's sentences.
we've been here for a while. This relationship is growing on us.
So cute.
I would say, I guess for me, my highlight for the summer is really boring. I guess my highlight for the summer has been this show. Like, I really haven't done too much other than work. But I do take self-care weekends. Every 2 weeks, I do take a weekend off where I don't do any work. Football Sunday is back, so I'm using that as my excuse to watch my team play football. And I try to disconnect from social media during that time. So Sundays are definitely becoming my full on I don't do anything day. And it's been great. It's definitely been great. I definitely, like I say often on social media, and I say to Jackie as well, make sure you prioritize your self-care, because if you don't, no one else is going to force you to do it unless you got a friend like me.
And the burnout is real. Yeah.
It really is real. And I don't think people talk about burnout enough in our culture. I feel like it's now becoming more popular to talk about, but I feel like people don't really discuss burnout as the side effect of the hustle culture or the hustle mentality, or the idea of go, 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 keep going, say yes to all the things. And then when you burn out, you're kind of like depleted. And you've been burnt out a few times, right?
Yeah, my last show was my worst year for burnout. Fell asleep on my bike.
And that was 10 out of 10. Do not recommend that.
I do not recommend it. It is not a fun trip, guys. Not. It is not fun. I'm trying to think of what else I did. Like, I had a great summer. I was on boats. I jumped off rocks. And I'm just trying to think, like, what was my highlight? I really enjoyed Bacchanal Run. So we actually got some type of soca fetting in.
Right.
And that was a blast.
The soca junkies were excited for that.
We were able to get cup match. We were able to get a little Connie games in. And yeah, I don't know what's happening with football season.
We don't know. I actually have to attend a meeting tomorrow with the BFA. It's just their annual Congress meeting. I don't know if they're going to have any news around the season thus far, but obviously right now they're in phase 1 of the youth and sports kind of like guidelines. So we're in phase 1 where they can do training of up to 20 people, including the staff. So that'll be a coach, a medic, your trainer, the team manager, all that type of stuff. And if you have greater groups of 20, it's recommended that you obviously separate them. So they're not on the field at the same time, or if your field's big enough, that you have them on opposite sides.
Separate.
No cross, well, as much as you can, no crossing up the bubbles, contact tracing, all that good jazz. So it's kind of like feeling like deja vu. Because that was kind of how the last season started.
I was just like, that sounds like last year where you basically didn't play for spectators. You didn't play in front of spectators because it was like 6 people that were able to come in.
And that was after all of the team numbers were counted. So I see Anika the Shields is in here with us. Good morning to you, Anika. As you're joining us, feel free to answer today's field goal warm-up question. Let us know what your highlights were for this summer. We have backstage Bermuda's pearl mother, Marilyn Allers, and so we are going to get ready to bring her into the conversation. But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and Jacky and I will be right back to discuss pole dancing and using it as a form of creative self-expression. So you do not want to go anywhere.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert. And I see we have a comment from Anika De Shields. She was sharing with us her highlight from summer 2021, and hers was staying in her bubble. And I think that's a very responsible highlight from your summer 2021. And with the numbers rising recently, we definitely encourage you to stay in your bubble as much as you can. We honor that it's not easy for everyone to do that, given the nature of their jobs and possibly just some of the things that they're responsible for in their life. But as best you can, continue to follow the public health guidelines and continue to protect yourself and your family, because at the end of the day, you are all you have, and you might be all that your family have as well. So do be safe out there, Bermuda. And if you're just joining us, our focus topic of the day is Bermudian success story, Marilyn Allers of Aerial Therapy. We're going to be discussing using pole dancing as a form of creative self-expression, and we do want to get the audience involved, so we need your help in welcoming Marilyn to the show, to Good Day Bermuda. So drop your dancing emoji if you want to get creative and add the skin tone to that. Feel free to do that. We're going to bring Mary into the conversation. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning,
Thank you for
ladies.
joining Jacky and us.
Good morning.
Super early.
Thank you for having me. Yes, super early.
Welcome. And so we want to get started by asking you to tell us how your pole dancing journey got started and what led you to become the owner of one of Bermuda's pole studios.
So I started taking pole classes at Magnum. This would have been in 2009. And I remember how it started. There was a bunch of ladies at the time where I was working huddled around the newspaper. And somebody said, pole dancing looks like fitness. It is fitness. They were huddled around a newspaper and just, murmuring. So when everybody cleared the way, I looked and it was an advert for these pole classes at Magnum. So, I was intrigued, and people were like, oh, I would fall. I would this, I would that. And I'm definitely the type of person. I love a challenge. I love to do things that people say that I can't. So I took classes, and, it was all downhill from there, I guess.
So pole dancing is fantastic. I'm speaking from experience for fitness and confidence, but pole comes with a little bit of stigma, obviously. How have you been able to combat that in Bermuda? Because we know Bermuda's like kind of small-minded. So how have you been able to broaden the people's idea of what pole is actually about?
Yeah, fair question. And like you said, there's tons of stigma attached to what I do. I think just having a really good support system in my husband, in my family members, in my circle of friends, just encouraging me to keep going and kind of rising above the negative commentary and knowing what I do, to help other women feel confident in themselves and feel stronger, learn new skills, and just have fun, make connections with other women. That's helped me to kind of learn to ignore a lot of the negative feedback, and it's become less and less over the years.
Which is good. And actually, for those that don't know the stigma that we're talking about, can you explain a little bit what that stigma is and how aerial therapy is not kind of falling into that stigma? Like, what makes aerial therapy different from what most people would think about when it comes to that stigma?
Well, the stigma that you ladies are referring to is that associated with sex work and strippers. I can't say that aerial therapy, we're not the type of space that, separates ourselves from that. I mean, we're not sex workers, but we don't look down on sex workers and sex work. We're appropriating stripper culture, and we do it in a fun way, in a safe way, in a safe space. But it's not, I wouldn't say you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I know this is a
Mm-hmm.
morning show. Sex is how we all got here. And I think people
Mm-hmm.
need to own that.
I definitely think people forget that that's a part of life. It's a cycle, you know, circle of life.
Here, most of us.
But you said that you, well, actually you didn't say it. You said it backstage, that you do perform.
Mm-hmm.
You do stuff for, I know you have done some people's birthdays and stuff. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the birthday set, or just even the party setups?
Sure.
And what you offer.
So I guess back to the stigma thing, we don't perform for all male audiences. I should say I don't perform for all male audiences. What other performers do, so we have a performance team. What they do and what they feel safe with doing is their prerogative. But I personally do not do all male events. That's, you know, there's a time and place for that, and that's just not for me. It's what I choose not to do. So we do birthday events, we do bachelorette parties, we do all kinds of things. We've done anniversary parties, girls' nights, all kinds of things. So we do events at the studio as well as certain off-site locations. Depending on where the venue is, you know, we have to make sure the floor to ceiling height is okay. We have to make sure that, you know, the crowd is right. There's a number of factors that go into that. But yes, we do perform.
And you mentioned earlier, I want to switch gears a bit because you mentioned earlier about your support system, and I just put in a comment from your husband. And so I want to just ask you specifically, you know, what was the conversation like with your support system to kind of say that I'm going to do pole dancing and I'm going to open up my own studio? Like, how was that conversation for you? And like, do you have any recommendations for someone who maybe doesn't want to own a pole studio but wants to take a class and is kind of feeling that stigma or feeling that judgment from someone else, and like, how can they navigate that conversation?
So my husband, like many other pole husbands, was all for it. I mean, he's still all for it. My husband's extremely supportive. You say it all the time, Terry, he needs to put on a seminar for other dudes. I mean,
I need that.
But yeah, he actually bought me my pole that I have at home. So yeah, he's always been encouraging and supporting me to do things that, you know, make me feel good. You know, he reaps benefits from it as well. I don't think as much as he had hoped to when I initially started. But yeah, he enjoys seeing me learn new things. He enjoys seeing me grow in my confidence. He enjoys seeing me help other people feel good about themselves as well. So he's all the way there. And I guess in terms of what would I say to people who don't have partners who are so supportive? Find another partner? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. No, you have to strike a balance. Definitely communication, and that's for any relationship, not even just a marital relationship or, you know, somebody that you're involved with intimately or otherwise. Just have a conversation and, you know, ask people why they feel the things that they feel. And I find myself doing that a lot, even before pole. It's just questioning. You know, why do you think this? Why do you feel this? And some people don't know. Some people are just stuck in the idea of, oh, well, you know, it's associated with strippers and strippers are bad because sex is bad. And, you know, it scares people. They don't know what to make of it. A lot of people are not accustomed to women standing in their sensuality and their sexuality and being comfortable with it. And, you know, it's uncomfortable for them. So then they project that on you, I find.
Right.
I have always loved aerotherapy. I have to tell you guys how I signed up for it, though.
Backstory.
Story. I was with you. So I was at this summer party, and I kept putting it off. I didn't have the confidence. I was just nervous, but I was super drunk, and I just went up to Marilyn and I gave her my money. I'm like, sign me up for everything. I'm coming. And I forgot about it, and I got a DM saying, I need you to create a sign in, a login. I'm like, ooh, I committed to this thing hard. She had my cash, everything. And it was the best decision. I do have to come back. So for anybody that is on that balance beam, trying to figure out if they're going to hop off or stay on, I say go all the way in. I made some new friends. My Kia was in the comment section. I got stronger. I got confident. I remember walking out of class one day. I went home, showered. I went back out, and everybody's just like, you're glowing. And I was just like, Pearl Fitness, I am ready to have a blast tonight. Let's dance.
Yeah, let's dance. That's
So
funny. I didn't know you were
that.
drunk that night. I thought you were just really excited. I was like, okay.
Most people can't tell the difference, but I just get happier. More excited to see everybody. So I was very excited to see you. And I remember the next day being like, guys, I signed up for Pearl. And they're like, well, you've been thinking about it forever and you just didn't have the confidence. Well, I had it last night.
Yeah, liquid courage.
Liquid courage.
I plan to come back, trying to sort my schedule up, but I am coming back. But I do want to ask, it's rough times, business owners, a lot of people are struggling. You're coming, you're good. You don't know if you're coming or good because we don't know what's happening right now. But how have you been able to navigate during these times?
Just having a lot of flexibility. Fortunately, I don't have as much overhead as some business owners do, I guess, more centrally located. I mean, we're centrally located, but, you know, we're not on Front Street or Reach Street or anything like that. And thankfully, you know, we've been able to manage given the circumstances, but, you know, it's month to month in terms of like knowing what's happening next. So there was a time where I was releasing the schedule for a 3-month period. I can't do that anymore because with, you know, the changes in the regulations, the changes in, you know, the fluctuations in the numbers, it's really hard to plan for. So I think the question was, how am I managing? Just being flexible.
That always helps.
I mean, if you haven't, well, first of all, if you don't follow Mary on Instagram, make sure you do that. And there is evidence of her flexibility physically. So it's it's quite possible that she's able to, you know, bring that into her workspace. And I'm pretty sure that the Pearl students and those that do come out to aerotherapy are probably appreciative of that, because it is for many women a form of exercise. And we see so many people on social media asking the government to talk about, you know, the alternatives that you can do to, you know, continue to maintain your physical health. And Pearl Fitness is definitely one of those things. Now, Mary, I want to mention that back in June 2019, the BTA had released a press release about the Black Girls Pearl Retreat that happened here in Bermuda. Can you tell us what it meant for yourself as well as the studio to be the resident studio for that particular retreat?
Yeah, it meant it was a big deal for aerial therapy. So that relationship that I had fostered with the owner, Delija Franklin, she, her and I ended up attending a retreat in 2017. And once I mentioned where I was from, she was like, oh, girl, we need to have a conversation. So, you know, we had the conversations, and once aerial therapy was established, she decided that she wanted to have a retreat here. And I've been honored. And, you know, thankfully we've had a good relationship, sponsorship by the BTA and, you know, other local vendors as well over the years. And this past summer was the 3rd year that we ended up hosting the Black Girls Pearl Retreats. And it's grown tremendously, more than I could have imagined. And it's continuing to grow. So I look forward to 2022's retreats because we're hosting again for a 4th year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Great success, because personally, like, so I'm on the email list and I was like, okay, it has to happen for me. I have to go. It's like, why are you not going to the darn retreat? It's right here in your backyard. So 2022 is gonna be my year, Jacky and I's year. Jacky and I are going to do the Black Girls Pearl Retreat in Bermuda. I already signed you up, Jacky. Just in my mind, I just did that.
I hope everybody online holds them accountable to this, right? They said it, not me. I didn't say anything.
I mean, every time I see you guys have your aerial therapy boat, I know I've been invited, but every time I see it, I'm just like, why didn't you go? That is right up your alley. Just go. Take the time off. But Terry has been forcing me to actually take time off, so I know that I'll be there. I know I'll be there. But talking about different people that have signed up for aerial therapy, like, you know, myself, and then, of course, you have some gentlemen that prefer to be on the other side. But have you had any gentlemen that have shown interest in learning Pearl, that have come to classes and are now, like myself, geeked about it? And Terry.
Yes, absolutely. We have a handful of gentlemen who've attended classes. We had one that was like a regular, I wouldn't say terms because we don't do terms anymore, a regular monthly student, and who's looking to come back. And we have had guys express interest in coming. You know, some want a specific class for all males, but I would prefer to have a male teacher for that. I mean, I think it's kind of weird if you have an all male class and just a female instructor. I would do it, but you know, I think it would be more meaningful if there was a male instructor. But anyway, yeah, we welcome men. I mean, obviously the space was designed primarily for women, but we don't discriminate against anybody. Everybody is welcome. Once you respect and honor the, you know, the house rules. I don't know if you ladies have, well, you ladies have obviously seen the door. If the people online haven't seen the door, I would say hop online, check it out. But there are house rules before you enter the poll room, and we expect everybody to abide by them. And I mean, we've actually asked people to leave because they don't abide by the house rules. You know, you have to respect yourself, you have to respect others, you have to respect the space. You know, it's not a voyeur, a place for, you know, for you to get your rocks off, basically. You're there to work, you're there to have fun, you're there to express yourself and feel good and learn new things. So
I love those rules.
Good.
Miss those rules.
Absolutely do. And actually, so we did have a question about it, but since you already talked about the house rules, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the different classes that you offer, because Jacky mentioned the parties and the private events that you've done. But can you talk about the like your signature class that you have and the other offerings that you have, and like what can people expect from each of those classes when they sign up for a class?
So one of my signature classes is Exotic Flow. So it's a choreography based class. I tend to wear heels and teach choreography, but it's not we're not, you know, a dance company or anything like that. So it's not, you know, very strict. It's just, I'm giving you a framework for you to express yourself and to feel good about yourself. And, you know, have a little something to post on the gram later if you want, if you choose. Nobody's forcing you to. And I think that's another misconception that a lot of people have. People think, oh, if I come there, I'm going to be all over the Instagram page. No, you're not. You know, we respect everybody's privacy and, you know, their rights to stay in their pole closet, as we call it. And some people don't even realize that others attend until they get there and like, oh gosh, you come here too. So, you know, the whole instructor team respects everybody's privacy, and we ask that the other class attendees do the same. Another one of my signature classes is Spin City. So that's a spin class. So the poles, they have two modes. So it's static, where it's locked and the pole doesn't move, and spin, where it's unlocked. So, you know, just teaching moves and combinations on spin pole. Another signature class would be, is shared between myself and Onika. It's called Floor Play, and that's no pole work. It's all floor work. And a lot of people see some of the things that we do and like, oh, that's easy. They're just humping the floor. Come to class. It's a workout. But yeah, no pole, all floor work, you know, wall, mirrors, floor, all that, standing, dancing, all that. And that one could be heels, could be barefoot, depending on the day or the mood of the instructor. We also have Makia's signature power pole class, and that is straight up strength and conditioning. So if, you know, you don't want to wear heels and you don't want to focus on the dance aspect of pole, that's your class right there. So, you know, definitely getting your weight up. And a lot of people ask this question, oh, what do I have to do to prepare for XYZ? Come to class. We'll give you everything you need to be ready for class. You know, so there's nothing to be fearful of. The last signature class that we have is Flex and Flow, which is the newest offering that we have, and that's taught by Cassie on Sundays. And that's, again, all flexibility. So a lot of people who are looking for their splits or, you know, their back bends and things of that nature, go to that class. We offer it. We offer flexibility.
What time is that class on the Sunday? Because that's
10 a.m. on Sundays. So it's not just your average yoga class. So Cassie's a certified yoga instructor. It's called Flex and Flow because she matches, you know, some of the things. So she prepares you for, you know, flowing on the pole, but she puts the yoga moves together in a way that it flows. And it's just, you should try it. It's great.
Now you said that you're flexible. Sorry, Terri. I have two back to back. I'm just going to run them out.
Run it.
You said that you're flexible. Now, my schedule isn't always flexible. It's very weird. For someone like myself, do you guys do one-on-ones, or can I create my own group and bring a group? How, like, are you that flexible?
Yes, we are that flexible. So we do both. Everybody on the instructor team has another job.
Right.
So this is another big misconception that I do aerial therapy full time. It's always full time when you own your own business, but I do have a full time, very demanding corporate gig. So when people call me in the middle of the day saying, "Oh, da 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 da," I'm like, "Okay, call me back later. Send me an email." But yeah, so we are flexible. It's just a matter of shooting us an email to say, "Hey, I would like to book a private one-on-one with such and such instructor on such and such days," or I would like to book a private group session. Same situation. So we'll work it out.
Perfect. And Jacky, actually, before you get to your question, I have a question from the audience coming in. Anika the Shields wants to know, how much upper body strength do you need? Because, not everyone feels like they're not that strong till they get on the pill. So can you just elaborate on how much do you need to get started?
To get started, you come as you are. We will give you the tools that you need to get to where you need to go. Like whatever your goals are, we'll help you get there. I think a lot of people also have this misconception that in your first class, you're going to be climbing and inverting meaning going upside down. Not necessarily the case. That's actually pretty rare for somebody's first class. And, everybody brings something different to the table when it comes to their physical abilities. And we meet you where you're at. So we offer progressions and regressions. You just have to come. Just come.
Get involved.
I know that to be true because I came with no upper body strength, and we definitely came a long way. I'm probably back to square one. So am I capable? Am I capable of doing what I did before, where I can do Pearl 1 and Pearl 2?
Absolutely. So the schedule is going to be a little bit different for the month of October because enrollment has been exceptionally low for obvious reasons. We've pared down the schedule just for the month of October. We're hoping to resume our regular level classes in November. But yes, you can when you return. So because we do monthly memberships now, everything is treated like a drop-in. So we don't do terms and things like that. The only thing that we ask is if you're, say, a 3-4 student and you want to take a Pole 1 session to, I guess, brush up on your basics, you're not there to show off in front of the other Pole 1 students. Like you're doing what's being taught kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're welcome to take anything within your membership. So, we offer memberships at 3 different tiers. So we have the Pole Essential membership, which entitles you to 8 sessions, any 8 sessions in a 30-day period. And that's regularly scheduled sessions. So if we have like workshops and things of that nature, that doesn't apply there. It's just the things that are on the regular schedule. The Pole Essentials, then we have Pole Extra. That's 12 sessions within a 30-day period. And we also have the Pole Elite, which is 16 sessions. And there are actually people who exceed the 16 sessions within the 30-day period. Just people, get in. And I mean, you can only grow your proficiency by doing it regularly. You know what I mean? If you practice, you'll get good at it. That's with anything.
Listen, I don't know if anyone's watching that is like on the fence, on the balance beam, as Jacky eloquently put it, because that kind of makes more sense from a dancing perspective. Just get involved. Like I can honestly speak to Jacky's excitement. My introduction to Pill was a little different from Jacky's. I actually did a class in Atlanta, and then when I came to Bermuda, I was super excited to see that there was a Pill studio because I was already feeling upset that I was leaving Atlanta, and then I had just gotten into the whole pole dance fitness space, and then I was leaving that as well. And then when I saw aerial therapy, I was just like, sign me up yesterday. Like, what am I waiting for? Rona definitely played a trick on me, and I haven't been back in a while, but don't worry because I've got some things coming up. But I wanted to talk about flax and flow. I just wanted to bring in this comment from Ikea about flax and flow, She said it's a great flow sequence. And so, Mary, as we wrap up, before we get into you letting the audience know, where they can contact that good jazz, I wanted to talk about that sweat top that you're wearing and any merch that is available for purchase, and like what do you have available if there's anything available?
So I haven't been on my merchandise game as strong as I would like to be, but it's fine. We do have some merchandise available at the studio. So these sweat tops are no longer available, but I do have a hooded version of this in gray and white. They're crop hoodies. Those are available at the studio. We sell body grip. We sell hand grip. We sell this stuff to like a pumice stone and balm for your hands because our hands look like those of a construction worker. So yeah, just to for those who want to ease up their calluses, I prefer to keep mine because I'm always active. But yeah, we have a little bit of merchandise at the studio right now.
I need to come get some grip because I do have a pill in my house.
Right?
For a while. And everybody walks in and they're just like, people walk into my house and they're just like, is that a pill? I actually have my nephew and he's 4 and he's like, Auntie's fireman pill. I'm like, I can't wait for you to get ill and you realize we've been letting you climb up and down this pill. Because the stigma is going to be like, great.
Not necessarily because things are changing.
You're right. So hopefully everybody's very open to it. It's just like he doesn't care, but he loves it.
Even if they aren't, like my children, and I still have my poll up. I'm looking at it now. My children are more active on my home pole than I am. I mean, I have a whole studio, so if I really want to pull, I usually go to the studio. But my children said to me the other day, "Why don't you train on this pole? Why don't you do your lessons here?" I'm like, it's grimy. You guys use it all the time.
Yes.
The kids are messing up the home pole, but they're using it. So I guess it gets used.
It gets used.
Yes, I do need to come get some grip because the other day I tried to climb and I was just like this.
Oh man.
I tried the rubbing alcohol and I was just like, this. And I actually did I was practicing my inversion and stuff like that. And I was just like, I'm not too bad, but I tried to do the Superman push-up and I was just like,
not for you, not okay.
It still hurts.
It'll go away. I promise. If you are consistent with it, it will go away. The Superman burn for the listening audience or the viewing audience, it's a move where you're gripping the pole with your inner thighs and you're just holding with one arm back. That's a painful one to start out, but the sensation goes away. You get used to it. Nobody's gonna die. I say that all the time. You guys are die.
And I'm the one that will be in her DMs, but did you die? And she might notice I did. And I'm like, okay, well, I think we're good. I think we can move on. Just a little burn. So, Mary, for those that want to get involved, where's the place for them to learn more information about aerial therapy and possibly contact you all for the private classes or signing up for one of those memberships that you mentioned?
Sure. So we are most active on our Instagram accounts. So that's aerial, AERIAL.therapy on Instagram. We also have a Facebook page. We have a whole website. So for all the wonderful messages and phone calls and emails that I get, before you send those messages and phone calls and emails, maybe check the website out because there's a lot of information there. But yeah, you're always welcome to send me a message or a DM myself, Mary Moves on Instagram. And I also have a website that needs to be updated, so don't worry about it. But yeah, those are the best places to contact me.
Perfect. Once again, thank you, Mary, for joining us this morning. And we hope that the audience has now realized that you can use Pill Fitness as a way to creatively express yourself. Thanks again, Mary.
Yeah, thank you for having me, ladies.
Thank you. See you soon.
Welcome.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Indeed. So, audience, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with our Feel Good Vibe of the day, which is Joke Time with Jackie. And you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, if this is the first time you're watching Good Day Bermuda, don't worry, stick around. You'll learn today.
You're going to
learn. Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza's and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. Before we get into our Feel Good Vibe of the day, we want to remind you, if you're watching over there on Facebook, make sure you give us a reaction. For those of you on YouTube, if you haven't already, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified of upcoming Good Day Bermuda episodes. And to all of our peeps over there on Twitter, make sure you run up those hearts. Let us know in the comments what you thought of today's conversation with Marilyn, Alice, it's really funny saying her full name because like after she gave us the option to call her Mary, I just stopped calling her Marilyn. But for those of you that don't know, her full name is Marilyn. And just let us know in the comments what you thought of that conversation. Mikea was talking about pearl kisses. So when we talked about the burn from
bruises,
the man,
yeah,
pearl kisses, absolutely, that's what they are. Anika the Shoes is giving us some claps. Thank you for that, Anika. And I want to know, audience, what you thought of it. Jacky, we know you're getting back into the studio. Clearly, we have decided that we're going to the Black Girls Pearl Retreat next year.
Yes.
What did you love about today's convo with Mary?
Well, I love Marilyn. I like to harass her like every other 2 weeks, probably. She'll post something. I'm like, oh, I want to learn that. And she'll be like, we miss you. Come back. And I'm like, I'm coming. I always say I'm coming, but then the numbers, I'm like, are they open? Are they operating? How are they operating? But now that I know that, they've adjusted and they're still flexible and I can get in those one-on-ones because my schedule doesn't always align. I'm very excited. So I'm sure I have Mikea on WhatsApp. So I haven't been for WhatsApp. So I'm sure I'll message Mikea and be like, I'm coming back. Help me. But I'm really excited. I love all of it.
That's real. And I can attest to the Power Pole. I took a Power Pole class with Kia 1 week and it is a workout, definitely strength and conditioning. I would like to go back and because they're so close to Balco, it just made so much sense for me to try to pop out because the Power Pole class was like during the midday and I was like, this is perfect. Yeah. But then like you said, with the numbers and just more remote work, I haven't been back in the office like that, but I'm hoping that as, we get to a space where we're continuing to live beyond the pandemic, that, we'll be able to move about a bit more freely. Jacky, it is time for a joke time with yourself. Jacky. Audience, if this is the first time you are joining us, Jacky's going to give us some jokes to get our day started. As your reaction, you're probably going to laugh more or less from my reaction to trying to figure out the answer. But let us drop in the comments, your reaction to Jacky's jokes. Let us know if you're watching on Facebook. Go ahead and give us the laugh reaction. Jacky and I, this is our favorite part of the show. Over to you, Jacky.
Why should you always look in the mirror before you make a big decision?
So you can see yourself.
Close. It helps you reflect. Okay. Why is it cheaper to throw a party in a haunted house?
Nobody's home.
The ghosts bring the booze. Okay.
The ghosts bring the booze.
This is like a riddle joke. Corny. This is like a riddle joke. Okay, ready?
Okay.
6 is scared of 7. 7, 8, 9. But why did 7 eat 9?
I don't know, but something
because you're supposed to eat 3 square meals a day. I'm sorry. I try not to laugh through.
Listen.
It's such a good, corny, nerdy joke.
That was probably the ultimate good corny nerd joke, and I feel like if we had interviewed like a mathematician today, like that would have been so perfect. Like that would have been so perfect. As always, we hope that today's feel good vibe of the day has you ready to make it a great one. Thank you for watching this episode of Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert, and we trust we will see you tomorrow for another feel good conversation. Same time, same place. Until the next episode, peace and have a good day, Bermuda.